Just a little something in Hollywood we like to call take two, as I am last minute rearranging my set here. Not once again, but once or twice. Twice in the last 10 minutes have I experienced last minute set reset, as well as about 10 other technology snafus. So we will pursue excellence. Today, we will fiercely and ferociously come up against our edge and come back anyway. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Sarah. This is Akashic Answers with Emily, and I have a very special guest joining me right now, as a matter of fact, Jennifer Soto. All right, so we are going to attempt to bring Jennifer on. So I got to click some buttons, everybody. Work with me. Work with me. Add somebody? Oh, guest request. Okay, my viewers, but I don't see, what the heck? The only one that's not popping up here on my viewers is Jennifer, but I see you on the real stream. Where are you? Hi, Emily. I see you diving in. What's up, Janine? Sylvia, Monica, everyone coming in, but okay. Jennifer, what is the dealio? All right, angels, need a little assistance here. What's up, Miss Nancy? I see you coming in. Okay, there. I clicked on allow my viewers to join as a guest on my broadcast. I'm really only intending that Jennifer join me. So any one of the rest of you who joined me or who wants to join me, I think I just allowed all of you to join me here, so be careful because you might find yourself on the air if you click too many buttons right now. Sheila, first time here. That's incredible. I love it. Sherry, hi, Corinne. Corinne, hello. All right, let me try one more time. Jen, Nuffer, I see that you're here. Click some buttons, Jennifer, and see if you can join as a guest because I just enabled, like I said, I think everybody watching. There we go. Hang on. Oh, yeah. I'm clicking. Nothing like live technology. What? Jen, Nuffer, your viewers. Jennifer. All right, I'm going to try a couple more things. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I work with technology. Anybody know if we're in retrograde season and this is... I asked Jennifer before we got on as we were struggling and she said, I don't know, not my thing. And it's not 100% my thing either. I lose track, but I think I remember that we are in a pretty incredible retrograde season. Melinda says, you're beautiful even in adversity. Thank you so much. All right, I want Jen to be able to be here, Jennifer to be able to be here with us. If for some reason we can't make this work, how about this? We will still not disappoint. I want to definitely get into the Akashic Records, send through insights, activate everyone here watching live and on the replay with that secret edge I talked about, that ability to tap into universal wisdom at any moment at will. We're used to getting downloads. We're used to getting hits of information when there are certain alignments. I teach you how to stay in alignment so that is your functioning base rhythm. You stay in alignment, you stay connected to that universal frequency of intelligence to flow into your life to support you. And it is a game changer when it comes to, one, knowing yourself, knowing your unique gifts. Each and every single person on the planet has them. And those of you who are magnetized into my field, into this frequency, this sacred container, you are here to do the work of the shifting, not only for yourself, but the entirety of humanity, because you shift the collective consciousness. Every time you up level, you learn more about the truth of who you are and you embody that. You begin to live a life of your genius, your creativity that is very blissful, easy to manifest from this state. But it requires knowing yourself first. which is the brilliance and magnificence of the Akashic Records, is it allows us to know our soul from the perspective of our soul, to know your energy, to know your blueprint, to understand your trauma. Starts there with clearing and healing our trauma, because trauma creates karma in our life. We have to clear that out of the way. We learn to use our breath, our imagination, our inner senses to shift our consciousness and tap in to an energetic frequency that is unseen with our human eyes. You can't reach out and feel it with your hands. You have to see it with your inner eyes. You have to feel it with your inner being. You have to listen with your inner ears. And you learn to tap into this field of infinite cosmic wisdom and intelligence. All right, so for those of you who are new, that's what the Akashic Records are. And I'm going to try one more time to tap on Jennifer. Let me try one more time. And I'm super bummed that this is not working. Because it was my joy and honor and pleasure to introduce you to one of the newest graduates from the Akashic Academy, certified practitioner, Jennifer Soto. All right, we're going to reschedule this broadcast with Jennifer and reconnect. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you the slightest bit about the special reading that I had with Jennifer, and then I'm going to get into answering your questions here. Jennifer, if you are still out there and you haven't given up on your technology yet, let's do this. When people start typing in questions, all things happen for a reason. I guess I've got to trust it, man. I really wanted to hang out with you, friend. All right, let's do this. If you guys see Jennifer Soto right there, she's the highlighted High Priestess Master that I wanted to introduce you all to today. And what we'll do is, let me tell you just a smidgen of the story from my perspective, and we will reschedule it so you can hear it from Jennifer's perspective. And then we'll get into doing some popcorn readings. So Jennifer, when I grab a question from the comments here and begin to dive into the records, you also type in what's coming in for you, and then you can still get the popcorn reading effect of what's coming in through my field from the Akashic Records and what comes in through Jennifer's field. The story that I really want to highlight for each one of you today was Jennifer's incredible channeling. It's so beautiful for me to watch students as they come into the field ready to lean in and discover things about themselves that sometimes they've never known before. Sometimes they have a hunch about it, and they're here to understand these what feel like mystical, magical skills, gifts, and abilities more dynamically, and learn how to use them to create bliss and self-expression in their lives. And I witnessed Jennifer's transformation through all three courses, course 1, course 2, course 3, of learning to read the Akashic Records. And on culmination of her experience, she opened my records, and no sooner did she announce the records open, and she began the most beautiful channeling that spoke right to my soul, right where my human was growing and up-leveling at that time. And the way she took me into the records, which I teach a general, I say general, it's a pretty specific technique. It is specific to the lineage of those of you who will study with me, learning how to access this field. And there are many activations along the way that begin to sharpen your subtle senses and allow you to experience yourself from the quantum field that are like muscle exercises for your consciousness, so that you can begin to hold a higher frequency of energy. I always encourage my students, however, to put their own spin, their own twist on it, because each one of us is very, very unique in how our gifts begin to present themselves through our unique personality. So no two readings look the same. No two ways of going into the records look exactly the same. And the way Jennifer took me into the records was such a powerful journey that I remember by the time we got there, I was just as limp like a noodle, feeling so much energy move in my field. And she instantly began to, like I said, speak powerful, powerful words. And I could tell because I've gotten to know Jennifer, and I've gotten to know the rhythm of her voice and the inflections of her voice. And it's not like she was totally outside of that, but I recognized a different cadence, a slightly different vibration to how she was communicating with me. And I knew in that moment she was channeling. And the information that she brought in was so powerful and began to shift things within my body so instantly that I was jumping back and forth between having the experience and knowing how powerful it was, and then being so proud that I trained this woman. So grateful for my life, my job, for helping people tap their unique genius. And I have to say, it was such a powerful and memorable moment of bliss that you brought into my life, Jennifer. It hasn't left me since then, and this was probably 3 weeks ago at this time. So the level of mastery and genius coming out of the Akashic Academy is so high caliber right now. It is a pleasure and honor for me to introduce you to Jennifer, who is here in our audience today. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we will reschedule time where Jennifer and I can get face-to-face here with you together. But I want to move now into doing some live readings for you all. Jennifer is going to chime in as well. You're going to get popcorn readings from both she and I today. So any area of your life where you are seeking a higher level of wisdom, guidance, insight, and clarity, please begin typing in your questions right now. While you guys are typing in the questions, I'm going to imbibe some medicine. Jennifer says, I'm hiding here, but my spirit is there with you all. She's here. Feel her coming in. This is a gem elixir medicine. See the back of the bottle? Isn't that fancy? That was crafted during the virtual Mount Shasta experience. And I have to say also, the energies have been very powerful in our converging fields right now here on planet Earth. There have been particular sacred ceremonies that I have taken part in that have had an incredible impact on helping me to up-level and harness this quantum energy right now. One of the things is definitely my reading with Jennifer. This experience of virtual Mount Shasta and creating this gem elixir medicine, which you can do, by the way. This was such a powerful experience that we at the Akashic Academy have created an online course, 7 Key Codes to Alchemy, where you can actually craft this medicine. Let's take some here. Alrighty, time to scroll through, see who is in the house today and who is ready for some Akashic Record readings. Connie Phillips. I'm wanting clarity on my lifetime when Jesus was alive. Woo! I love this one. Okay, so we're going to tune in, Jennifer, to Connie Phillips, who says she's wanting clarity on her lifetime when Jesus was alive. And I'm going to share with you what comes in for me when I tune into Connie's records and her energy. Jen will share from her end what's coming in for her. And then we will do a collective... I forgot the word. Hang on, it's coming back. No, it's totally gone. Transmission, activation. There we go. Maybe there's a new word coming in for the way that we share energy together and up-level each other, because I cannot remember either one of those words. All right, so we'll do a transmission and activation for everyone here. All right, so diving in and getting information about Connie and when Jesus was alive. Connie, they're instantly taking me to the story of the woman at the well, and I'm seeing, I don't remember the specifics of that story from my childhood, although I grew up very immersed in Christianity, Southern Baptism, vacation Bible school where we're always learning the Bible lessons, right? But it's more like women at the well, and the idea of washing the feet of Jesus. That's where they're taking me to. Okay, I think, is it the woman at the well? It doesn't matter. What they're bringing my awareness to is you being very closely connected to Yeshua and the consciousness that he was sharing at that time. There was an aspect of you that I'm seeing and feeling that wanted to be part of the followers, the disciples. Obviously, in that time frame, women weren't disciples. They didn't necessarily, or at least the stories that we have been told and have been passed down, didn't necessarily follow. But I'm seeing that you guys did, and that you followed, and you downloaded aspects of the Christed conscious lineage, very connected with Mary Magdalene. And you have essence of that lineage of the female understanding and perspective of the Christed consciousness, expansion, and movement. So, and now that I'm hearing them just say, the female Christed consciousness energy, that female aspect, the return of the divine feminine to that hierarchical position and understanding of what Christed consciousness is. That's what I'm getting coming in. Let me know if that resonates with you. That's really, really interesting coming in. And Mary was a close friend, yes. Oh, Corinne says I was a man. Connie. Sorry, Connie. Jen shares, Jesus is a universal master who is like the water of the universe and hydrates us with peace and tranquility. See, there goes her channeling right in. If you focus on the level of love you experience, then you will regain that spiritual power now. Woo! Look at her go. I love it. Good work. Beautiful. Let's open up this conversation a little bit. And I'd like to hear from any of you out there who have had experience dissecting your past lives and having an expression of your consciousness that showed up during that biblical time of Jesus. So that would be another really interesting discussion and conversation. Because I feel like many of us have walked these paths, these storylines. If there's a storyline that you are aware of in this present day aspect of how your consciousness is focused in this present reality, this moment right here, it's quite likely that there's an aspect of your consciousness that is experiencing in another part of time and space. And if you're looking at things linear, that would be like a past life. You could also look at it as it's happening right now in a different dimension of space and time. But I believe that there are many of us who were very closely and divinely connected with Yeshua, Mary, all that lineage of the hierarchy of Christianity. I also feel like there are many who are connected in the Greek lineage of the Greek gods right now. And these beings are incarnating and coming back into physical forms that look like you and me, that look like Melinda Lane and Suresh and Deanne and Connie and Wanda. And we have aspects of this level of mastery that run through our DNA. And when that is awakened within us, oh, the Essenes! Cyril Clark coming in with the Essenes. Yes. Good one. Lesser known, very mysterious group of beings that were scribes. Ancient scribes. Love it. There are also, I understand right now through what the guides are telling me, is that many are ancient scribes of ancient texts, even the Akashic Records, and truly, we're all scribes of the Akashic Records right now in this moment. So let's bring in the activation. And Jen, I'm going to ask you, Jennifer, I'm going to ask you to help me anchor this in. Another beautiful thing about Jennifer Soto is she's an anchor. She will powerfully help to ground all of this energy, the awareness, the aha moments. If you're having aha moments, Send us some love lights, hearts across the screen. Aha moments are powerful quantum gateways of expansion for you. And Jennifer is an anchor that will help us to not only fully embody these ourselves and show up and make shifts and changes in our behaviors, our decisions. We are driven by different things. The more we upgrade, the more we know ourselves. Right? This is powerful, fundamental shifting on the cellular level. And Jennifer will help anchor it in. So anybody who is ready to feel the awakening of your ancient lineage, your ancient ancestry, receive that now. Imagine your DNA actually illuminating and glowing. Use your imagination, engage your senses. See if you can also detect like a slight buzzing. As your DNA activates. Good work. All right, Jennifer's keeping rocking and rolling here, keeping the energy moving. All right, she says, Sarah Campbell, you are never alone. You are surrounded by angels, guides, and ancestors who are watching and waiting for you to reconnect with your authentic self. This universe gives us opportunities to grow through adversity, even the painful processes. Open your heart to the lessons you are learning, and you will find new joy in the world and who you are and what you are here to do. You sound like a beautiful deck of inspired, channeled cards, Jennifer. I love it. All right, so I'm going to scroll back and find Sarah, too. And since we're doing popcorn reading, Sarah, I will give you my 2 cents. Sarah. How about that? Sarah Campbell, how can I use my gifts to survive this new chapter in my life as my husband and I are separate? Well, heard that. I am now completely alone. It's not letting me see more. Sorry, Sarah, it's only going to let me see about that much, but that's enough. Absolutely 100% enough to work with, my dear, because there are many relationships of the divine masculine, divine feminine that are moving, shifting, and rebalancing here on the planet. I am in one of them myself. So I understand how you're feeling. And because I understand it so dynamically firsthand, I'm just going to ask for help being very focused on what pieces of information would be the most helpful for me to bring through right now, because I could go on and on and on about this one. I'm just saying, okay? All right. Sarah, the insight that I'm feeling really inspired and guided to share with you is that first, the understanding that this is happening on a bigger stage than the microcosm that you're experiencing it. You are one of the beings who is going through this shift and embodying it, because there is a redistribution of divine masculine, divine feminine, and the balancing. Like we're going through a big shift when it comes to this on the planet. And the way we go through it is we experience the crashing of the old, and then we recreate something new, and we do it through our actual bodies, our minds, our emotions, our real lives. And generally we forget that we're superhuman when we're going through it, and we're like, screw you, I don't want to be a part of the global shift anymore. We're like, mercy, it hurts. But that's how we impact the planet. And that's how we leave behind old aspects right now, because we learn through that polarity. We learn through the conflict. I can't remember exactly how Jennifer stated it, but she referred to that as well, is that we learn through adversity here in this zone. And it does not always have to be that way, but why? It's a good way to learn. First of all, it's effective. Doesn't mean your ass want to do it lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, but it's very effective. When we begin to learn about our karma and transmuting our karma, not creating more karma — karma is an unlearned lesson of your soul, where you're either giving away your power, you're blaming somebody else, you're doing all those low vibrational things that cause you to lose your ability to know yourself and have complete power over your own matrix. And it's shifting big time on the planet. Okay, All right, the second thing that I want to share with you, Sarah, that's coming in is your guides are inviting you to adopt a new perspective and recognize that the natural cycles, like we talked about, duality, polarity, that is present here in this experience that we're in this focus of our consciousness, basically meaning being here on planet Earth right now, even though we talked about your consciousness being in lots of different places where the rules are different. But right now, where you're focused in this reality, where you experience duality as one of the laws, you also experience cyclical cycles, which is basically the same word twice. Basically, me using a noun as an adjective and a noun all in one sentence. All right? We experience cycles. Everything happens in cycles. Seasons. Women, we have our feminine moon cycle. Cycles are everywhere. And one aspect of how we've really messed ourselves up when it comes to our relationships, especially our soulmate relationships or our marriages, or those that we think are going to last forever. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage either. It could be a friendship. It can be a business partnership. But because where our solar system is moving and how we're moving through the galaxy and how much light we're being bombarded by, which is information, and how much we're growing and expanding, it feels like we're actually moving really, really fast, and we're living many, many lifetimes in one lifetime. We jump from timeline to timeline to timeline to timeline. And so because of these factors, one, everything is seasonal, and two, things are moving so quickly, there are many relationships, and the guides are speaking of them more as projects in terms of, like, imagine life is a university of lessons that you're learning, and you're doing different classes and different projects, and the different things that you're learning and the projects that you're working on are the relationships, the jobs, the aspects of life. Okay, so that's the symbolic moving through the university of life and doing your different projects. We're moving on and doing a lot. Okay? The guides are also saying that there's toxicity in that relationship, that just you separating and not being as close in each other's frequency, where you trigger and bring up a lot of data in the field that's not fun for you two to process, which is why the breakdown is happening as it is. Those toxic patterns aren't going to go away just because you've separated from him. You need to take a look at those deeply within yourself. Okay? And again, we all need to take a look at the toxic patterns that are present within ourselves. If anybody wants help and guidance, allowing those to be illuminated in your field, say yes to this activation. That's the activation that I'm going to be sending through. Jennifer, you can send through any kind of activation you want. All right, I got to go scroll way down, catching up to everybody here. Jen, I love how you play. You're already setting up all the people who we're working with here. Trina. All right, going in now to check out what Trina has going on. Jennifer says, keep an open mind and don't be afraid. Fear doesn't serve us except as a lesson on how to step into our power. Sometimes we are trying to step out before we are ready, hoping to fill in the blanks as we go. Fill in the gaps with an openness to the universal consciousness, and your new path will be called into your present. See, she's like just letting it rip, channeling. Jennifer, I'm so proud of you. I love this. Jennifer, how was your ability to do this before going through learning to read the Akashic Records? And tell us a little bit, like, what's going on in your body and your mind and your field right now, because we can't see you. We can only experience your brilliance through the field right now, which, by the way, Spirit just reminding me to share with everybody that reading the words that she's written on the screen are also activation. Jennifer Soto, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Trina, let me check in and give you my 2 cents. Trina, me please. Help me understand my path in Hawaii using my healer gifts. Okay, I gotta do a little dance for you because I'm really excited. There's a really cool connection to Hawaii and Lake Tahoe, which is right up the mountain from me, about 30 minutes from here. The Kundalini energy of Mother Earth, which is the beautiful female, the wisdom, the everything that encompasses the divine feminine energy of Mother Earth. We all have our own Kundalini energy. Mother Earth has hers as well. That energy is wound tightly around the beautiful magnetic core of Mother Earth, and then it begins to weave through the planet, touching the surface of the planet in very special places. And here in the United States, which is where I am, the Kundalini energy of Mother Earth only surfaces in 2 places in the United States. One is Lake Tahoe. It touches the surface of the planet in Lake Tahoe, and the other is in Hawaii. So allowing you to just get attunement from the land, from your awareness, Trina, is step 1 of just turning it on. Let it be super easy. They're saying just the awareness of knowing how special this land is to be able to activate all of your inherent intuition and healing gifts and knowledge will come to you just with the awareness of you're actually in a vortex of energy where it's very easy to just say, turn me on. You go outside, you relax, you lay in the sun, you observe the nature around you, you allow your spirit, your mind to be in bliss, and you just say, turn me on, turn me on, turn me on. Going into meditation as well, and doing meditation as a daily practice is so important if you are somebody who is ready to know yourself deeply and allow your gifts to come alive. All right, Trina, I want to tune in and ask for just some more specificity about your healing gifts for you. Okay, one, they're saying you're very powerful at sending energy through your hands. And the fact that they're connected to so much power from the actual geographical land itself, it's very easy for you to send and transmute that energy. But they're showing me you actually have unique aspects of your hands. So your guides are illuminating the understanding of genetics and the DNA and how we're all slightly different. You can have blue eyes, or you can have brown eyes, or you can have green eyes. They're showing me like different aspects of the hands and the chakra points and the portals that can be active in different beings, and you have a very unique genetic light code that allows yours to be especially effective for people here right now on the planet. Okay? And then they were also showing me your sense of vision, of clairvoyance, your clairvision. It's powerful and it's really up-leveling right now. It's turning on really dynamically. Now they're bringing my awareness to dreams and asking you to focus on dream time, because you're doing a lot of astral travel in your dream times and going to different locations throughout the galaxy to ignite your ancient remembrance and begin to turn on your healing gifts and skills and the understanding of how to use them more dynamically. So pay attention to the dream time. Even if you don't remember your dreams right away, start writing them down. Start making dream time a more ceremonial time for you, because you are learning, growing, and expanding really dynamically through your dreams right now. And they are definitely affirming your unique abilities as a healer, and excited for you to continue to explore and learn about the unique magic you can do. I forgot the name of it again. Transmission. The transmission that I want to send through for anybody who wants to receive this and type yes. All you have to do to receive it is to type yes. Anybody who would like to receive that energy of opening the journey to know your true self. And again, part of the intention and crafting behind this medicine, one of the key codes, I should say, the experience crafting this medicine is called 7 Key Codes of Alchemy. One of the key codes that's so important before we can be fully self-expressed and embody our genius is knowing yourself. And so many of us are still angry at ourselves. We feel guilty about ways that we show up in life. We regret choices. We second guess choices that we're making now. And we're not experiencing a life where we truly know and love ourselves and trust ourselves and allow ourselves, give ourselves permission to be fully self-expressed. So anybody who wants to receive more of that energy, feel it in the heart. See if you can tune your awareness and feel any kind of a warming sensation in the heart. Notice what you notice about any other aspect of your physical or emotional energy that's moving through your body right now. Just get to know yourself. Feel how this is affecting you. And you don't have to feel anything, by the way, in order to receive it. Beautiful work here today, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here, especially Jennifer Soto, whom I adore, who will be one of the Sacred Tribe members joining us in Mount Shasta for the live immersion happening this summer. Some incredibly powerful and magician kind of work for the planet going on in Mount Shasta this summer. So if you are looking for the secret edge that begins to unleash your genius and reveal to you how you show up and create a life of magic, of connection, of embodiment here on the planet right now, in these moments, not pushing it out ahead of you, not waiting till next year, not waiting till 3 months from now. We'd be done 3 months by now. Learning to read the Akashic Records is a 3-month program that will shift everything about how you know yourself, how you show up, and what you feel is possible for you to accomplish here on the planet. I love you all so much for being here. And for those of you who are ready for a deeper dive, send me a private message here on Facebook and let's connect and see what is possible for you when you have this incredible spiritual technology working in your life. I love you guys.